This is Jerningham here, boys and girls, people of the world, new subscribers, old subscribers, teenagers, kids, mums and dads, adults, and friends and family. Living with people that are narcissists, that don't understand what you're saying, they don't think your point is valid for when you speak, and pacifist people that don't want to talk about fighting and war. Family members that you talk about things to them and they sort of think you're boring and you're not that interesting. And they always seem to say, well, oh, you're repeating yourself, you're saying the same thing again. The thing is, people aren't repeating themselves or saying the same thing again. It's just because they don't want to listen to your point of view. If it's not interesting enough for them, they're not interested to listen to what you've got to say. That's what it's all about. We've got the cheese sandwiches, got the cheese and lettuce, got the tuna and sweet conscious tuna, got some Milky Way. But apart from me talking about my food and my drinks I've got, it must be hard for a lot of you guys and girls, boys and girls, to be living with family that talk about that sort of stuff. How are you supposed to have a proper conversation with people when they say, oh, you're repeating yourself, you're saying the same thing? No, it's because you don't want to listen. It's because if it's not that interesting or it's boring, you don't want to carry on the conversation. That's what they're doing. See it all up in there, inside here. You know, it's like they want to try and bully you into a corner because you're different, or you're not the same as them, or you don't agree what they agree with, or not on the same level as them, and don't talk in a certain way. Do all bullying. That's what I'm seeing at the minute. I'm going to eat my sandwich because I'm a bit hungry. Just give me a second. Plain and simple, guys and girls, boys and girls. I don't know if you go for the same thing. You may not notice it or you ignore it. They seem to think they've been around a lot longer, which they have, and they can talk down to you and treat you stupid. And then they sort of turn it on you and say, oh, you keep repeating yourself. Do you think I'm stupid? See what I mean? They turn the thing on you. Even though you didn't say that to them at first, which you weren't intending to. Cheese sandwich. It's like they want to make an argument and trying to irritate you because they find it funny. Which I don't find it funny. And there's probably plenty of people that ask themselves, why do they do it? Because it's funny to them. And you wonder why these type of people don't have friends. Could be mums and dads that are like this, grandma and granddads, aunties and uncles, brothers and sisters are like this, friends, relatives, nieces and uncles. You see, the thing is, we're all different in our own way. And people just seem to want to judge people. Just because they're different. Just because they can't fit in with people. That's wrong. Talking to some people is like talking to a brick wall. Nothing's getting through. Or you could be telling people some certain things and the headlight's not on. I don't mean the headlights from traffic lights. They listen to what you're saying, acknowledge it, but it goes up one ear and out the other. Madness. So they like to cause trouble and cause drama with people. You ring them up to see how they are, what they've been up to. You try and make conversations with them, and they don't seem to be interested. So they pretend to listen to you because that's what they do. Narcissist people and people that are pacifists. They only want to hang around with their own kind. If they're with their own kind, it's a different scenario. Well, but I don't know. It's a complicated one, isn't it? wasting your time with people like that. And I am personally, I don't know about you guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen. But I know me eating a lot. I shouldn't eat with my phone. What's the point of talking to family when they're like that with you? But people seem to always go back and talk to them, and they get the same result. Sometimes it's hard to speak to people and talk about things they like when they don't tell you. Or they just want to make your life awkward. I eat that sandwich, I wasn't too keen on it. I'm going to open my tuna sandwich now. Which is here. Hold on a second. I've got a bit of an appetite because I did walk quite a long way today from Sheffield. Right. Right. I just don't know where this world's going, to be honest. People want to listen to you. Sometimes they don't want to. Or they haven't got time to. Or they just don't know what to say to people. You have a conversation in your own way. Sometimes it may confuse people, but that's the way it is. We all like to think in our own way, talk about general things. Why do people have to judge? Then when you say, oh, I like to be different, they sort of say, oh, you can't say that. You can't be the way you want to be. Why can I not? It's my life. It's not your life. People don't judge the way their life goes. And some people do, don't. I really don't know. Some people may understand one another. Some people don't. Some people are slow like me. ADHD, autistic, Asperger's. And that's why I wear one of them badges. Which I did have on. I think I've taken it off and put it in the kitchen. So at the top of the mountain of the bread. Imagine a person walking up the mountain. Some of us do. I do get quite annoyed with some things. People only seem to want to tell you what you want to hear. They don't give a care about anyone else's feelings or how they feel. I think as long as it's not coming my way, it's all just somebody else's problem. Madness. Some people just say, forget about these type of people. They don't know what they're saying. They're talking gibberish. Well, they do. A bunch of fucking wimps. If you want a voice, if you want to be heard, speak up loudly. Then you get your friends and your family saying, well, why don't you walk down that road? Why don't you walk down that area? I'm not scared. There's some areas and roads you don't go down. But they go down rough estates and rough roads and rough areas. Some people will, some people won't. And then it's about being, or probably being the black sheep of the family. They treat you differently. They want to speak the same way to you to somebody else. They'd speak to you in a horrible way. And pretend to like you. But tell me what you guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, think. Am I right, am I wrong? you know, I better go. Thank you for joining me, and I'm going to enjoy this before I go. It's got Milky Way, I think. Nothing like the galaxy planets. But some people tried Milky Way stars, Milky Way chocolate. It depends what you're into and what you like to drink. So, hold on a second. Why did he make these lids so tight? Annoying. Tastes similar to galaxy chocolate. Not too bad. See it smoking then? Anyway, I better go. Thanks for joining me. And tell me what you think about this video. Am I right, am I wrong? This is just my imagination. Thanks for joining me. Peace.